Mr. Amitabh Kant, Dr. Sangwan, Dr. Mathur, Dr. Shroff, Arun, ladies and gentlemen. You just heard from Toheen, the co-founder. Incidentally, Arun is the other founder sitting here quietly in the corner. His motivation for getting involved in focusing on treatments that can change people's lives. I think we, as a nation, are extremely fortunate that our biggest weakness, our biggest challenge, is also our biggest strength. Our diversity as a nation, the different variety of the kind of people that we have in this country make this probably the biggest challenge and also the most interesting place on the planet. As you just said, that we have an active investment office that focuses on supporting ideas to reality, which can actually have a positive impact on society. We have a very unusual investment criteria. Like most other investors, of course, we have a criteria which looks at financial returns, but that's actually comes at the tail end of our assessment. We first look for founders who are passionate about what they do. We try and identify goods and services being made by them or proposed to be made by them, which have a felt need in society. We look for those who show potential to become leaders in their chosen field. And the last and the most important one is other than things like good quality governance, ethics, integrity, because those we take for a given. Without that, we don't like to get engaged or involved. But the last one, as I said, is in some sense the most important one, is what is the impact it will have on communities and society. So our investments range across a very wide spectrum, and we specifically look for areas which have this multiplier impact and effect on people, on families, on communities and societies. This perfectly fits that criteria. When Toheen and Arun first approached us, we were not quite sure of what their potential is. But the more we looked at the idea of finding a real cure for corneal blindness, which today has no real cure, of finding a way to cut short the wait that many patients have for organ transplants, who wait for months, sometimes years. And unfortunately, as we know, the numbers are a sad story that the majority of patients who need organs do not actually get them. They pass away and die before they actually get a replacement. So their idea of developing a three-dimensional printed liver all through exosome was what actually attracted us to look at this idea. This did not come directly to us. It came through the Indian Angel Network first. And the Indian Angel Network itself is doing an amazing job in identifying and supporting very early stage startups. And I want to acknowledge the wonderful work they are doing. I also want to thank Mr. Amitabh Kant. Actually, he is an amazing individual. On literally a 2-minute conversation, he's saying, "ठीक है, मैं आऊँगा. ये क्या चीज़, पहले क्या चीज़ है बताओ." Now, since I've sat down, he's asked me about 25 questions, by the way, on the hows and whys of what this is doing. I don't need to tell all of you about Dr. Shroff's institution, because this itself is a missionary institution. It's an institution set up and run with the missionary zeal, and that demonstrates itself in the tens of thousands of people who go through the doors of this institution and come out living a better quality of life. So I want to thank each and every one of you. I may not have named some of you who are here or who are contributing to this. I think this is an absolutely amazing thing to do, to bring together ideas and the ability to translate ideas into reality. Translational research, of course, we need basic research in a country like India because we are behind at this moment. But translational research is truly the need of the hour right now. We set up a university a few years ago, and we said that we need to indicate what is important. So we started research one day before we started teaching classes. Not that it would have mattered if we started a year later, but the idea was just to indicate that this matters, and it matters to us more than most things. So we've not only set up a center for innovation there, a center for entrepreneurship, an incubator, an accelerator, but something we call an institute for inclusive innovation, trying to find solutions, simple, applicable solutions, practical, which will work for big problems. So we have tried to address things like water, things like access to quality healthcare by all. And it may sound like a simple statement. And in many ways, we've attempted, some of you may know that I also chair DMC in Ludhiana, which is now one of the largest teaching hospitals in the country. So our attempt is to try and come at this from multiple perspectives. I want to thank Arun and Tuhin for giving us the chance and the opportunity to engage with them. We are attempting to see how we can bring our experience, connections, and knowledge to support the number of early stage companies that we get engaged in. And we are attempting to do the same here with, I think Arun spent the entire day in our office yesterday, as he does every few months. And Tuhin is in touch with Mohit and Muneet and with our team almost on a weekly or a fortnightly basis. But I think this combination of what we just heard from Dr. Sangwan, if we can turn this into reality, we would have done a great service for society and community. So thank you for your initiative, and thank you, all of you, for the encouragement and the support and the facilitation that all of you provide. Good luck and all the very best.